right, guys, I am back, and I am, the next journal we're working on is my design team project for Emily at Emmephemera's Treasures, and I am working with her kit, Wings and Blooms. So I want to show you this kit really quick. I have printed it on that cream colored, parchment paper. I love this paper. I love the kit. I love the paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, let me run through this, give you a good whirl around with it. Isn't it beautiful? And I believe that the music book is from 1852. And this is her first, like, completely digitally created kit. I'm so excited for her. And then the kit has some ephemera, and this is printed on the like parchment cardstock paper. So there's some tags and some pockets that come in the kit. Some little envelopes. Some little pockets. Some journaling cards. And then another little page of tags. Okay, the second kit I'm going to be using with this next journal is the, she has, I believe it's a 10-page kit, and I believe it is titled 1852 Music. I'm not sure. I know it's 1852, but I can't remember the rest of the title. Sorry, Em. So yeah, there is some music sheets here, which I think are really going to come in handy in other projects as well. And I love this green one. Yeah, that's one of my favorites, are these greens here. Okay, and then I'm going to be using a variety of the butterfly guide kits. She has two, set 1 and set 2. The ones I've just printed off now are just set 2 and some of set 1. So they weren't like picked for specific like colors or anything. It was just kind of a random printing. And I know I've used these before, and I love these. They fit beautifully into pockets. And then as we go along, and I feel like I need more ephemera and things like that, I will be pulling out some of her digitals. And then, but I'll let you know when it comes out of a different kit. And so we're going to be doing something a little bit different, but I need to cut all this down first. So yeah, I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, guys, I went ahead and cut out all the ephemera. And then as we go along, I am going to be cheating of sorts. And I'm going to be stopping a little bit, because what we're doing now is something, this is not my original idea. But it's a journal style that I have wanted to try literally for months. And I think this is the perfect kit to try it. So what I'm just going to show you like the basics, and then I'll go ahead and cut the rest of the pages, and then not cut, tear. And then we'll tear the cover. And this idea came from Crafty Pantaloons. And honestly, right at this very second, I can't remember her name, and I will remember it. Jackie. That's it. Jackie. So basically what she does, and maybe it would be better to start on this side. Okay, so what she does is, she said, tear it from the open side, and she said, messy tear down. All different ways, and I don't know if I'll end up liking this, but And I think I'll have to go back in because these corners won't allow me to not do it, as far as I'll have to go back in and ink myself. Okay, so I'm going to do this one that we already did. So the concept is like messy, torn edge look. And I will link the first video in the series so that you kind of get her take on it too. All right, let's just set those two aside. Oh my gosh, kind of goes against my against the grain a little bit. And I'm actually wondering, maybe I'll cut two or tear two at a time, maybe? I don't know. I'll see if that'll work. And then we'll just put them in different places in the book, if that makes any sense. Okay, and I can kind of see through the paper where the edges are. So far, so good. But if you do have hand issues, I would suggest maybe only doing one at a time, because it's not the easiest. Oh, and I got to get out my coffee dye too, which is right next to me. We're going to be using some of Joy's coffee dyeing. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Okay. Yeah, we finally got our AC installed. Yeah, so it's cold. Hence my sweatshirt. And I don't know, we're gonna have to wait for a really hot day, but I don't actually think I'm gonna need to put in window AC in the craft room. I know, bizarre, right? But it seems to today, I mean, granted today was only like 75-ish. It wasn't that. Okay, so in my opinion, I didn't even need the AC on today. So yeah. I don't know if I'm doing this as messy as she did. Oh, I'm hoping this looks all right. And I'm hoping that Emily isn't like, what are you doing to my kit? I mean, I think it's looking kind of cool. Because the concept, too, is that it's supposed to look messy, right? Like, it's supposed to be different on each side to where you kind of get all of that. And again, I will probably... Really? How did that happen? It just went right out of my brain. I've got to count up pages because it's going to be a one signature journal. And normally I used to only put like 15 in. But lately I've been liking them at 20 to 25. And I don't know if I'm liking that size more just because I feel like the person buying the journal's going to be getting more pages, I guess, to journal on. I don't know. But I like the bulk of it. But I do have to reinforce the spines a little bit more. So, you know, there's pluses and minuses to all of that, right? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do this in frame. Or maybe we won't add any coffee dye in this one. Maybe it'll just be the two kits. Because, let's see. Well, let's just do this and then I'll count it. Yeah, so if you haven't checked out Crafty Pantaloons. You won't be sorry. She's hysterical. And she's pretty real too, which helps a bunch. I don't think she's put anything out lately, but okay. Oh, I just love how those look. And then we'll grungy up the edges on all of it. I'll end up inking all the pages, I think. I think that's how I'll like it. Yeah. I won't make you sit through all the inking, but I'll at least show you what I mean by it in case we have some new kids that haven't done this yet. One of the other things I really want to do. If I didn't straighten that out now, you know what would happen? It would get sewed in the signature upside down. Just saying. And actually, this time I think what I'm going to do is do it opposite because I feel like I'm cutting like too much off. I don't think this is actually how I'm going to organize the papers per se. I'm just making sure I have an even amount, I guess. But yeah, so I will say this is pretty satisfying. All right, guys, I think after this one, I'm going to go ahead and put the video on pause really quick, finish tearing the rest of them, and then I'll come back and show you the inked version of it, and we'll at least do the cover in the next one for sure. And I need to watch a little bit more of her video to make sure that I'm on the right course, if you will. You know what? I love this. It's so unique. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. You guys probably saw me do it, huh? Oh, look at that. Just the right amount of papers. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put you on pause for a second, finish these up, and then we'll do some inking on the cover. All right, talk to you in a minute. Okay, guys, I am back to show you how I did my inking. Which you know what? I just watched the video and now I can't remember because now I've watched like the whole series again. I will say she's highly addictive. You know who else is very habit forming? She's a newer YouTuber. And she's very funny, and I don't know if she means to be or not. But I find her very, very humorous. Is Susie's Craft Room, right? I think that's what her channel name is. Let me just see here. Yep, I think it's called Susie's Craft Room. She's pretty cute. And I got to tell you, she's got some pretty genius cost-saving ideas for crafting. So yeah, you should definitely go check her out. She's pretty cute. Pretty darn cute. Oh boy. Yeah, so I just did this. Maybe I showed that to you. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't tell, like, today has just been weird. It's like the universe is just like off its rocker a little bit. Okay, so I wanted to show you this, and then I'll still have to grunge up the outside of the file folder, but I'll do that off camera so that you guys don't have to watch that. But I wanted to show you what I'm going to do with all of this, so I'm not wasting it. And can I just say, I am loving this whole grunge. Like, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Eventually I'll get out of it. But yeah, I love the grunge. And what I'm going to do with the ink isn't terribly original. It's just what I like to do, so it doesn't, like, I don't feel like I've wasted it, because it, like, it's all over my fingers and stuff too. So yep, so that's it. That's all I did. You can easily do it the same type of thing, you know, just inking with your dauber too. I've seen Crafty Cat use this little face brush that she has, and that's worked well too. So let me set these aside. And then, where did it go? I know I folded it up and put it somewhere. All right, so I've got these little strips here that I think I'm going to end up using on the spine. So I just want to, and then they'll have to dry, obviously. There it is. I moved it because the cats were being ridiculous last night. So then I'm just going to like mop it up. Like so. Clean my mat. Yep, and then the other stained pieces will just kind of go in there. And that, you know, if you, like I said, I haven't decided on colors yet, so we might let this dry and then go back in with some of my other ink colors. Maybe. And I think to get the darkness out of there, I'm just going to wet it just a little bit more, kind of spread it out, and then really get that other end. Yeah, so when I come back, which will be like, actually, no, I need to finish this cover because I'd like it in one video for this. Okay, so yeah, we'll do that, and then I'm going to set that aside really fast. And then we will, I don't know where to put it. Isn't that funny? All right, let me get a paper towel. Okay, now what she does is she puts her entire signature together. And I'm going to kind of do that, but not Like, it's not going to be like this permanently. I'm just getting like a rough idea of what sizes to use, or like what size it needs to be. And then we can adjust it accordingly. Okay. So I'm just going to clip this together. And again, I'm going to have her video linked, like her very first video. And then it's like a video series of 3, I think. Okay. Okay, so she took her cover file folder, and then she made the spine the width of that. So you have that, right? Because they're expandable folders, right? Okay, so she did that, and then she set her, I think I want more up here because I want that in there. And then she marked it. Oh. She marked it out about like that and about here. And then we'll just leave that top piece, okay? So then she just did pretty much the same concept, only as she said, it's much harder to rip this stuff, the folder, than it was the right. Sorry, I'm getting a little confused on what I'm doing here. Only she was much more eloquent at it. Really, come on. Oh my Lord, if she ever sees this video, she's gonna be laughing really hard. Okay, and so then I'm gonna do this. Oops. All right, I'm gonna just do one at a time because I'm really taking that back out of there. I mean, I guess we could probably make it the front if we needed to. Okay. But I'm completely wrong. Oh gosh, I hope this works. Yeah, I can, oh yeah, I still have way enough room. Okay. Whew, I'm glad that mistake isn't going to linger with me. That still needs to come off there. Okay. So I'm just trying to decide. And that's kind of what she does, is she just goes back and forth deciding, you know, how much of where to take off where. Make sense? And in her thing, it didn't seem to matter if she was a little like over, like the pages stuck out. That seemed to be the thing. Okay, so I don't like that right there, so I'm going to take that down just a little. And after we do the cover, then my version is going to change just a little bit. And not so much that it's going to be way different, but just in the way that she did the spine in her video, because she lists out kind of like different things that you can do. And then she uses like laces and stuff like that, and I don't know that I'm going to do that on my cover. Haven't decided yet. Okay, I like that so far. I'm going to grunge it up and see what we get. Okay. All right, guys. Should we do this together? I don't know how long this video is since I've started and stopped it so much. So I'm going to show you again just how I did this, because it's part of the process. And I have already coffee dyed this one, so and I think I'm going to bring you along for the binding of this one. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll bring you along for the cover. This one's going to go a little bit different order than you've seen me do in the past. And I think she does all of her grunging on the edges with coffee instead of ink. You know, honestly, I have to go back and watch just to know for sure. But either way, I mean, we still get the same results-ish. It's still going to be grungy and cool. And yeah, so yeah, I'm going to go a little bit backwards from my normal routine, or the routine that I have been developing. Okay. And I'm going to do the inside. This time I'm not going to worry about the spine because we're going to be using laces and fabrics to do that. So oh, I'm not very talkative in this one, huh? I think because I'm focusing. Sorry. All right, so this is the start of the cover. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm loving it already. Okay, guys, I will see you all in just a little bit. Bye.